Hi, Gary here. There's nothing more exciting than having a grandchild born. I haven't experienced myself, but I just see the joy of grandparents out there. It's absolutely phenomenal. You know, and then the very first thing most grandparents think of is helping to fund for education. But there's something even much more important than that. And that's if something happens to those parents. One of them becomes disabled or dies. A horrible thing, but it's a real world thing. And that awareness comes up pretty quickly. So, you know, there are about 120 million estimated families in the United States that are not addressing their estate plans, not up to date. It's a huge problem in the country. You know, something we are always very adamant about making sure our clients are taken care of. What are the issues? Well, obviously, you have that guardianship issue for that young family, number one. If you got disability issues, something happens during life and disabled, that goes along with long-term care as well. There's also managing the finances, running and paying the bills, and then retirement distribution planning along that, as well as special needs children. You know, there's a bunch of different things that go on here during life. Life throws a lot of stuff at us. So really want to walk you through 5 key areas and in this order of importance. Number 1 is awareness. And awareness is about just getting some basic education. You can do that in a lot of different ways. Easy, obviously, on the internet now with Google searches and other areas. Certainly going to advisors and walking through what do I need to do for a basic estate plan. But being aware that something needs to be addressed here. Number 2 would be just put a basic plan together. Wills or trusts, advance directives like power of attorney for health care, and property to take care of those healthcare issues, those financial issues, to make sure the estate is going to be distributed appropriately if something happens. Number 3, get some basic life insurance. I can't tell you when one of my other advisors comes to us with a sad story where someone has died that we know through our connections. And the second part of the story, many times we hear, and they don't have any life insurance, and they got a young family. And it just, the feeling I can't tell you, knowing that they cannot afford to do the things they need to do in this time of grief and where they really need to keep that family together, they need cash. They need a lot of money to help them transition through this time period. It's very inexpensive. Just getting a term policy, a couple $100s a year, just can really cut off a lot of major issues there. Number 4 is really about disability and long-term care. Nothing worse than becoming disabled and having to deal with a spouse or child special needs disability for a long period of time. Need to address those issues, how we're going to deal with that. And then the 5th area, we see a lot of abuse in distribution for retirement plans. There are so many special rules in this area that's very important to effectively and efficiently distribute those assets over time to the family to take care of their financial needs. You know, those are the 5 basics of this, and we've got a National Estate Planning Week, Awareness Week, coming up October 20th through 26th, and we're trying to get the word out to everybody out there to make sure they get these plans in place so these 5 areas are addressed. So when tragedy hits, at least these things will come through and make life a little easier as people transition through this very difficult time. The last part is to gather that team, which is the wealth advisor, the CPA, accountant, and estate planning attorney to help you get through all this if you don't try to do it on your own. And finally, we have tomorrow our open house, technology open house. Please come by. It's from 5 to 9 p.m. It'll be a great time. You'll really enjoy it and hopefully learn a lot. So until next time, enjoy.